Welcome back and congratulations because we are about to finish our game. Now, we'd like to just add a couple more drones, add some more pickups, and just try to balance the level overall. And we may add a couple of bonus extra finishing touches along the way. And at the end, I'll show you how to package the game so you can play a packaged executable. So get ready to finish this game. Let's dive in. Now I can close out of all these other tabs because we don't need them anymore. What we do need is to sort of balance this game. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these health pickups here. And I'm going to strategically place some of these pickups. So I'll place an ammo pickup here and an ammo pickup here. And I'm starting to think that this ammo is too small. So I'm going to go to Pickups, Ammo Pickup, and select my ammo mesh, and I'd like to scale this up a little more, maybe 7 for X, Y, and Z. Let's see how that looks. I think that looks a little better. Now I'd like to actually spice this up a bit by having our pickups rotate. So let's go to Ammo Pickup and Event Graph, and here's our event tick. Now I'd like to rotate the pickup mesh by a little bit every frame. So I'm going to add a variable and call this rotation rate, change this to a float, compile, and I'm going to set that to 45. And now I can take my ammo mesh and call add world rotation and hook that up and drag off of this input for the rotator and select make rotator. And I'm going to use my rotation rate and I'm going to multiply by delta time. That way we have a rotation rate that's independent of the frame rate. So I'm going to use that for the yaw. Now if I compile and save and hit play, now I see that these pickups are rotating, which looks awesome. Now we could do the same thing for the health pickups as well. In fact, we can just go ahead and copy these nodes and come back over here and instead use the health mesh as the target. And we see that we don't have a rotation rate, so we can add one and set that to a float and save. So we have a few ammo pickups, and I've got a few drones here. I think these are a little crowded, so what I'm going to do is delete a few of these drones. I know I have some patrol points here. I have 2 patrol points. I'm going to move 1 patrol point over to here and hit end to stick it on the ground, and I'll have this other patrol point come out to about here, and I'll bring in a new drone. And I'm going to set the goal actor of this drone to my patrol point right here, like so. All right, so there's that drone, and we have a drone way over there, and as soon as I get over to this area, I'd like this game to start getting more challenging. Now, if we get to this area, we're probably out of ammo. So I'm going to get my ammo pickups and drag in a few here so that I can pick up some ammo. And I'm probably getting low on life at this point. So I'm going to drag in a health pickup there and maybe a health pickup over there. Now we could use some ammo in probably this corner and maybe this corner. And I'm thinking we should have at least 2 drones in this small area. So I'm going to drag in a drone right here and a drone right here. Now this first drone is going to use some patrol points. I'm going to stick a patrol point right there and another patrol point over here. And I think I'll have the other patrol point about right there. Now I want to make a loop with these patrol points. So with this patrol point selected, I'm going to search for next point. I'm going to use the dropper tool and select this patrol point. Then I'm going to select this patrol point, select the dropper tool, and use this patrol point. And then I'll use this patrol point and set its next point to the first one there. And now I can select this drone and set its goal actor to one of these patrol points, like so. Now, if I want, I can take this drone here and set its patrol point to one of these patrol points in this loop. As long as it's not the same one that this one is going to first, they should sort of cycle in this loop. And I can take a look at how this looks by playing the game without possessing the pawn by going to simulate mode. So I'm going to click these three dots and select simulate. And now I can see what this looks like. It looks like these two drones are sort of cycling this loop here, and this one's following that one, and that looks kind of cool. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now I'm also noticing that we still see these spheres while the game is running. So I'd like to disable visibility for these spheres as well as stop showing the debug spheres for the patrol points. So let's go to patrol point, and we don't need this draw debug sphere, so I can unhook that, and then I can open up our drone pawn and select our sphere, go down to rendering, and check hidden in game. And we can do the same thing for explode sphere. It looks like it was already checked, so that looks good as well. All right, so all that's left is to add some more drones, and I'm going to leave the rest of that task up to you. Now, the last thing I'd like to do is show you how to package the game. Now, in order to package the game, our file path cannot be too long. This is something that trips up some students. So I have my project here in this big long path. So I need to take my project. I can copy it and stick it on my D drive. If you have a C drive, you can stick it on your C drive. And I'm going to paste it right here. Okay, so once I've moved my project over, I can open the project. And here in this version of the project, I can package the game. Now, I'm going to show you something in project settings. If you go to project settings and search for maps to include, here under packaging, we have a list of maps to include in a packaged build. Now, this is more for if you're packaging a build that has multiple levels. Since we have this level set as our default game level, it'll be packaged. But if you had multiple maps to package, you'd want to package all of them. So I have an FPS level in maps, and what I would do is I'd add that map here. And we would type game/maps/FPS level. So I can click Save All, and I can package my game by going to Platforms, Windows, that's the platform I'm on. If you're on a Mac or a Linux, you're going to choose your platform, and I'm going to choose Package Project. Now, I'm going to need a folder to place this in. I'm going to make a new folder here in First Person Shooter and call this folder Build. And I'll package the project straight into the Build folder. So I'm going to click Select Folder and give this some time to build. All right, so once we're finished packaging, we should have our build in our build folder. Now we'll see this Windows folder, and inside we have an executable, a .exe. This is our game. Now we have some other folders, and you don't want to remove those. These are all used, so they're needed by your game project. Now we can launch the game by double-clicking our first-person shooter.exe, and our game will launch. And it looks like I only have a 15-second time. So I'm probably going to run out of time before I can clear the zone. And I'm out of time, so I've lost. So there we have it. We have our game packaged. And if you wanted to ship your game, you now have an executable that you can ship. All right, congratulations. You have finished this course and finished this game project. You now know how to create games in Unreal Engine 5 using blueprints, and you've got this really great first-person shooter game with enemies and some basic AI and shooter mechanics, damage and health, and all sorts of other things. So you've come a long way, and I'm extremely proud of you for making it this far. So thank you very much for embarking on this journey with me and following along and being so hardworking and diligent and persistent, and you've made it now to the end. So congratulations, and I wish you the best in your game development career, and I hope to see you in the next series. I'll see you soon.